In this video, we will talk about the steps involved in business continuity planning. When it comes to business continuity,
This is a step in creating BCP. We will not ask you to, in a content, will not say this step in creating BCP because it's a closed term and then you need to memorize. So it will not be like that. So just understand what is BCP planning, what is the process involved in creating BCP. Then later I will go through the MCQ and the structure questions.
Continuity planning, there are several important steps that must be completed. Developing successful plans to maintain business continuity is a very difficult undertaking. It will, however, provide your company the best chance of surviving both during and after an unexpected incident. Let's review the major steps involved in business continuity planning. As a first step, it is very important to develop a BCP policy. The BCP policy must provide the guidance necessary to develop a BCP program and assign authority to the necessary roles to carry out these tasks. Performing a business impact analysis provides the basis for putting the necessary measures in place to ensure the continuity of business operations.
For example, I may ask, what is business impact analysis? 2 or 4 mark question and ask you to decide example. Something.
The business impact analysis aids the company to identify critical business functions, identify the necessary resources required to protect these functions, calculate the maximum tolerable downtime, identify different threats to the business, calculate the severity of risks due to the threats, and identify the necessary backup solutions that must be put in place to protect mission-critical operations. Once the critical business functions and the threats faced by them are identified, it is important to apply the necessary preventive countermeasures. These controls must reduce the risk due to these threats in the most economical manner. Creating contingency strategies is a critical component of business continuity planning. Contingency strategies for business refer to the plans and actions taken by an organization to mitigate the impact of unexpected disruptions or crisis. This may involve developing alternative supply chains, establishing backup systems and processes, setting up alternative facilities, establishing alternative communications channels for voice and data, and much more. In this step, you develop a plan for responding to and recovering from a disruption or crisis. It includes developing procedures for activating the plan, emergency response, communication protocols, as well as documenting the necessary roles and responsibilities. You will also be required to assemble a team of individuals who will be responsible for managing the recovery to a disruption or crisis. These individuals must have the necessary skills, knowledge, and experience for dealing with disruptive events. You must also ensure that all members of the team receive appropriate training and education on their roles and responsibilities, communication protocols, decision-making processes, and relevant policies and procedures. As a part of the business continuity planning, you must also regularly test the plan to ensure that it is effective. You should also make improvements in your plans as needed based on feedback and lessons learned during the testing exercises. Developing the business continuity plan is not a one-and-done task. It should be properly maintained and integrated into the company's change control process. You should review the BCP regularly to ensure that it remains relevant and up-to-date. This
Regular review. What do you think is a frequency or regular up-to-date review of the BCP? in your opinion?
Yearly. Yearly.
Yearly?
Yes.
Or if
The event happen. I mean, of course, in the event the thing happen, you trigger the BCP committee and you start discussing. But now you have a BCP. Now you have this like SOP. How often do you think? You say regular. There's no right, no answer. You say regular. How? What is regular? 1 year, 10 year, 5 year, 3 year,
1 year. Yearly.
yearly is spread.
Yearly.
Yearly is spread.
Yearly. Okay. Any other frequency?
6 months.
Twice a year.
Half a year. Half a year.
Half year. Half yearly.
I think once a year or after you implement your, like if something happen, you implement a PCP, then you review
You
it.
can also do dry runs, like fire drill. You want to test out whether your ERP work, your emergency response plan, whether it work. So you do that. Same thing for your BCP, you can also do drill. And review. After you do drill, you review and see whether is it practicable, whether is it relevant. Last time we have, like I say, we have a few building. So BCP for fire. Let's say I have a management office at building A. This management office caught fire, burned down. Can you work from building B? Let's say you have a building. Can you work from building B? So yes, you can work from home, right? You can work from building B. But of course, that time don't have work from home, right? It's still not so high tech to work from home. So but yes, you can work from building B. So how do you work from building A? How do you work from another building B, when your management office at building A has been burned down? What do you need? You need documentation, right? Last time no cloud drive. Last time no cloud drive, no iCloud, no. Right? So we have portable hard disk. So every month we will back up our hard disk. Can you store in the same office now? Obviously not, right? Because your PCP is to in case your management office at building A burn down. So every month we back up, we take this hard disk, go to building B, put inside building B safe. We have a small safe, portable safe. So we put in the hard disk at building B. That's PCP. So that is for your hard disk. So now your documentation more or less resolved, more or less settled. Then we talk about phone diversion. Last time handphone also not so common. People call to complain, they call what? Call the management office, right? So how to do line diversion to your mobile phone or to building B management office telephone. So we also have some kind of SOP to divert. So I have to subscribe to this function, remote diversion, Singtel plan or whatever, pay another $5 per month or something like that. So that was our BCP. Yes, so far no, never used before, but the thing is, if you have, it's a plan. You must have a plan, then it may work out. Or one day, it's planning. It's a business continuity planning. In case something really happens and you can work from building B. Of course, laptop, all this, that one easy. You can just, have your own laptop, company laptop, and then you work with the hard disk, you'll be able to have some continuity from there and work from building B. That was BCP for fire and management of risk.
This includes conducting regular risk assessments, identifying new threats or vulnerabilities, and making necessary updates to the recovery plans. These updates must also be communicated to the relevant stakeholders. A business continuity plan helps organizations minimize downtime during unexpected disruptions. By having a plan in place, organizations can respond quickly to mitigate the impact of the disruption and resume their operations as soon as possible. If you like this video, please hit like and share this video on social.
So if you, I can copy the link to it, into the website. If you want to go to the page. Let's come back to our lecture on BCP. So, it's very similar to the YouTube and PSC area. This is the processes involved. Let's say now boss asks you to do a BCP on facilities management. So you need to do this. You need to come up with a BCP. Then how do you do this? First, you must know assessment of risk. What risk are you prone to in terms of facilities management that will affect your running of the building? Standard power trip aircon disruption flood what else? Depends on what kind of building you are managing. You need to know the nature of your business, what are the main activities. Some of y'all will manage fleet of van or transport or logistics or machine or equipment. What else besides the standard? Just now we have went through your power, your fire. Earthquake is also a BCP. We have a tremor plan in your emergency response plan. Who manage like special facilities that are, is prone to certain BCP that is not related to your regular FM kind of trigger. Like some of you may manage school. If your school projector are all, a network linked to your system, and then your system down, all your projector cannot work. So for that day, that's it, no classes can be conducted because no use projector. What is a BCP plan to continue with your lesson? Like now, these two projector doesn't work. Somehow doesn't work. This two projector doesn't work. What is my BCP? Do I have a BCP? I don't have. Then you have to. You don't have BCP, right? So you have to think on the spot. What can you do? Can you do without projector? Then everybody open up your laptop. Go to slide. What about if you don't have laptop? Let's say all of you don't have laptop. Then how? Can I print out of you? Cannot. Go canteen. Offline discussion, don't use slide. That is not a good BCP. After that, you complain to the authority. So can we change room? Do you have other vacant room that has working projector? This is not BCP. This is like damage control because you don't have a plan. And to come up with on the spot mitigation to reduce the damage. Yes, slight disruption, maybe you take 5-10 minutes, make some call, everybody move to the next room. Maybe next room aircon not so good, but never mind, still cooling, projector is okay. That is damage control. That is not BCP. So you need to be mindful certain business activity that you are running. that is not exposed to what we are normally facing. Your normal FM, BCP, fire, power disruption, aircon disruption, flooding. Yeah. So unless you are doing something related, that's why we also talk about a supplier customer balance. If you are in the oil and gas, you have major supply chain disruption that affect the smooth transportation of the logistics of your raw material to your factory. That warrants a BCP. But of course, it may not be totally related to FM unless you also involved in the logistics of such. So now you have identified what you are exposed to, your assessment of this. You need to know business impact. How does it impact you? How does the power disruption impact your building? Rental, if you are managing commercial building. Tenant may complain, may write in for rental reduction for that particular unit or particular period. And then claim you and then do we have insurance to cover? So earlier in the video, I think one of the videos talked about insurance requiring the company to have BCP in order to underwrite and make sure that the company do their due diligence in coming up with BCP in order to sell you or to insure you. So you analyze what is critical, what is required, then you come up with the BCP. After you come up with BCP, you need to test. It's like a fire drill. For those who are familiar, you come up with your ERP or emergency response plan. You need to test. How do you test? You do fire drill. So your fire drill say, from the nearest staircase. And that nearest staircase, maybe it's not so near after all, or you have many obstructions along that route to the staircase. Then your plan is not very good. So you need to update, you need to amend. But in order to do this, you need to test first whether is it effective or not. If you don't test, then you won't know the effectiveness. So that is your standard processes in creating the BCP. Basically, that's your plan B. So why do we want to do BCP? We want to minimize damage. We want to prevent injury, minimize injury, loss of life, and of course to continue the business. So of course, that's not we talk about say restaurant business, KFC. There's no loss of life, there's no injury, there's also no damage. Let's say COVID-19. Maybe MCR, maybe loss of life depending on the severity of your exposure to the COVID-19 virus. But let's say minor one, only MC wanted 3 months, 4 months to recover. Your branch manager, or you have a few workers warded because of no vaccine. That time no vaccine not created. People sick for quite some time. So this MC who paid medical leave. All these are costs to the company. Cost to the company, disruption. Earlier we discussed about it on specific contingency. Depending on what kind of premises you're running, school may have certain BCP compared to secure premises, where security is of a very high concern. They may have different specific contingency. Data center, nursing home, depending on the premises that you are managing, you may have very special site specific contingency that other people don't have. So you need to, in case you are asked to do contingency planning, then you need to plan all this into your BCP. What do you think is a key competency that require the same boss asks you to do? What do you think you need? What do you need? What kind of quality you need when you do contingency planning? You don't work alone. You don't work alone. You need people, you need experience, you need to analyze to come up with it. Assessment of risk, business impact analysis, brainstorm. But if you are newbie, you just started work, you don't know about BCP. You can also use ChatGPT. Sometimes don't have, but now, like I say, internet is so powerful. You can just key it and you have the answer. So the key takeaway of BCP, you need to review it. Once you have done it, earlier we talked about reviewing, updating, frequency of review. So to me, yearly is good enough. Unless you have very drastic fault warning. Japan earthquake. So the government actually review their BCP. You know, I think that time there was a prediction that there is a major earthquake in Japan this year. So few months before that, they actually review their BCP on evacuation of residents from earthquake-prone zone, etc. Because they have some sense of warning that something may happen. For example, your organization is experiencing a lot of cyber attack, internet cyber attack to the company server, but so far okay. But then it is time to review the BCP just in case something happens, because there has been increase in the frequency of attack. So you want to make sure that your BCP is not big. Something like that. You don't need to wait until 1 year or 2 years. You can update as often as you want, but it's a very tedious process. Okay, we finish this. Attendance, do I need to screenshot your see your name inside for this? I think we have 8 and then 5 here, another 8 here. 15, 16, 21, but somehow they duplicate. Somehow got duplicate name, I don't know why. But Chairman, how come you are involved? I saw who is that? How come you are involved? So you do both. Yeah. So both make yeah. Then you have like extra. Actually, we have only maybe 90, 338 short, 5, 6, 18. And 18. Anyway, make sure I think it is BCP checklist. This. So earlier we talked about working from building A, working from building B, your building A management office burn down. So we created a checklist. So without a checklist, then it's better as in, we want to make sure that your hard disk is in place, what kind of report is required, how do you send web-based email. So we must have a checklist whether is it working. So this is a very old checklist. If you tell me I don't think it's really applicable now because we can work from anywhere now. Don't need to go for office to work. Right now I can access my office email. I can just work from here. I don't need to even station at another building. Then you ask me, do I have the latest file? I don't need because it's all on cloud. We're using Google Gmail. Somehow all the Google Drive. So all the information is accessible web-based. I don't need VPN. I can work from anywhere. Of course, I don't have the luxury of working from home. I think in my entire career, it's all site-based. Most of the time, have to go office. Sometimes your colleague will ask you, can you come and see something at the front room, see something at the corridor, store room. Have to be physical. Of course, if you talk about work from home, work from anywhere, yes, can be done. But not the whole day. I uploaded a power disruption plan. This something like BCP on power disruption, what to do. So when you have a power disruption, do you know what to do? Then that call LW. Your standard answer. Yes, call LW, but while waiting for the LW to come, half an hour.
So the building don't have generator. Backup generator will be
Depends.
condo have condo.
Most of the site have.
But then, yeah,
Most of the site have. It's like an
it's
essential. But of course, your gen set only power certain essential services.
essential services.
Your pump, your
Lift,
lead, emergency lighting.
surrounding the common non-lighting area. Not the in-house like whole house division. Volunteer.
So assuming you have genset, assuming you have genset, do you know how long the genset can last? Huh? 1 hour? I don't know. Depends on how much diesel you have.
The diesel is by portable.
Can buy yes.
Portable, you go to, finish already, you go to the petrol station, buy and top up again. That's what I can do.
Sure not.
That's mine.
How many trips you want to run? Unless the petrol station just beside your condo.
No, Singapore so many petrol stations.
So my building I have 30,000 liters of diesel. 30,000. 2 underground storage. it depends on how much diesel you have. Then you have to calculate how long the diesel can last you. Singapore also bad because you seldom experience power failure. And if touch wood you have power failure, we probably are able to restore within half a day, max half a day, or 2 hours, unless you don't have spare part. Even if you don't have spare part, you can do calculating. There are many ways to go around it. The other countries, they have power failure for a few days. So that few days, to use the genset to power, for example, a condominium, including your tenants, your house supply, for a few days. So how much diesel to genset is required? So you need to know. So how to know? You need to calculate the load, the load for your power electrical load, and then your diesel consumption. 1 liter of diesel can last you half an hour. And you have 10,000 liters. Then you just do mathematical division. Then you may want to decide certain non-essential power or fan you can opt shed load to conserve consumption. So we have something, a plan here to describe just in case the various scenario of power failure, what to check, where to check, who checks, which is the team responsible to check. Sample announcement for the security to broadcast power failure. How do you use the public announcement system? So we also took a picture, what you press, the procedure, press this button in order to broadcast your message. So this is a very detailed power disruption plan. So we also discussed the building that we manage very, very carefully. In case the genset faulty, you say you have generator, so power failure, and your genset fail. You have power failure and your genset fail. What happens? How? What is your plan? Can you say you got no plan? Backup genset. Backup genset. Genset render. So you call vendor backup genset, they come with a portable genset. Then they look at you, sir, to where? Connect to where? The genset come within a car park. The entrance of the car park. So where you want to put your genset? How you want to connect your genset to your switch room, to your main, so that they have power. So we also explore this. Of course, explore only on paper explore. Not tested. Not tested. Whether really work, we don't know, but the plan is there. Where to put the portable genset and how to connect. Roughly, how to connect. So we, during peacetime, ask the LW, can you come down? Let's say we want to connect a portable genset, how to connect from where? Then where is the nearest parking for the genset? Do you have ample space to park the portable genset? That is PCP. Okay. Tutorial. Okay, we go to the tutorial first. Tutorial you can submit. If you can submit later, before 9 p.m., all the more better. If not, then you have to go back and do. So before you was grouped into your tutorial to do the outline bit, which I think you will not be able to complete by 9. depends. Okay, I go through with you how to do it first. So basically, the first question is this one will only be answered in your second common test, not the coming one. Because I think not enough time to go through. And for those who don't have any background of operation, you will find this a bit difficult. If you get the concept, it's easy. And if you are really have done similar projects, you will know. Okay, so the question is, you have one pump, a very old pump, consuming 7 kilowatt per hour. You have one pump only for water feature, one pump 7 kilowatt per hour. And you manage to find a new $4,500 new pump, which consumes lesser electricity at 4 kilowatts per hour. What is the energy saved? Assuming that the pump operates 12 hours a day. So this is a very easy, clear-cut way to compute energy saving, and our. So we assume that the tariff rate is 30 cents. That means 30 cents per kilowatt. So we have all these information. In real life, it's not so clear cut. You may not know the consumption of your pump. You may not know the power consumption of your pump. And your pump will not run it away. Maybe there will be some off day or servicing where the pump is not working. But let's assume all this for purpose of computation. So the very fast, very easy way is to find the energy saved. So how much is the energy saved?
3.
From an old pump to new pump?
3.
So very easy, like 7 minus 4. 7 kilowatt minus 4 kilowatt is 3 kilowatt. That is your energy saved. That is one small part to the answer. So the question is, how much in total is the energy saved? So we need to multiply by 12 hours because the pump operates 88. So 88, you count 12 hours. Per day, 36. 3 times 12, 36 kilowatt. So you save 36 kilowatt per day by changing to the new pump. Per year, the easy times 365. So very clear cut. You have 13140 energy saved per year in kilowatt hours. What is your saving? So now you want to know how much you save. Let's understand. So you can the tariff of the energy saved and the tariff of 30 cents will give you 3942. 3942 is the amount you save per year by simply replacing the new pump. How to find your rate of return, your ROI? So the ROI is cost of investment divided by
Saving.
your saving. Your cost of investment is 4,005 new pump. Your saving is 3942. Answer 1.1. Rounded 1.1 year. that is your saving. What does it mean? It means within 1.1 year, you will have break even or recover the cost of the new fund, which is 4,000. What happens after that? So anything after that is pure saving. Because you already break even the cost of your new fund. Easy? Any question? Which part you all don't understand? For this very simple way to compute savings and pay ROI. So typically this is a 6-month action. 4 months will be allocated to energy saving, 2 months ROI. So you need to know the formula, or at least if you put in some formula, I can give you some mark, even if you get the answer wrong. So more question, then we do the tutorial. So group into 2 or 3. We run through this question on how I do 19. And then tutorial 2, you all discuss. Same thing, after discussion, email to me for marking. So this is tutorial 1 that I received. Is your name not inside here? So try to use similar file name, you put in tutorial 2, then put your name. I actually, this one I rename myself. Your name, which group?
This is point one.
So send the email.
This one is
Tutorial 1 I didn't come. I didn't come, but it's inside. The tutorial 1 is inside.
It's inside. So okay, I'll do that one.
And send to me. Unless you want to forgo your point.
Cannot.
Okay. So you present this tutorial is to help your get some so no way
This one.
and supposed to do now.
Sir, your tutorial 2 is the how operation or this aircon KPI. So this is one question.
2 questions. This one question. This is one question.
So second one is more on
I
aircon KPI explanations.
will go through now. So remember our group chat. Our group chat we talk about KPI. So that one quite clear cut and paste. Put inside the group chat. So now the question is the KPI fair? So somebody asked, is the KPI fair to the contractor? So assuming that you are the contractor, is the KPI imposed to you fair? So if not fair, then how? If not fair, then how? Can you maybe you add another column at the end, and you reply to and put inside to defend yourself, to make it fair to both parties. So for those who know about system efficiency, 0.65 is reasonable now for a plant system efficiency. But what if your existing, like I use car, for example, you drive an old car, your fuel consumption is already 10 liters per. So now I say I want this car to be more efficient. I want to achieve better efficiency. But this old car you have been driving and you know there's no way to achieve efficiency. because it's an existing system. This KPI is both for you, which you know cannot be met. Then how can you craft the contract clause to ensure that you don't get penalized unnecessarily? That is the tutorial to do. Same for your system uptime, your plan preventive maintenance, your response time. Projector plan grow. Now, this projector is working. Your response time, let's say 4 hours to 25 days. 4 hours. But straight no spare part. The spare part come 1 week later. And you get penalized. Because there's no spare part. Is it fair? If it's fair, then how will you protect yourself? You are the contractor. How do you protect yourself to, that you don't get penalized? But what if there's really no spare part? Obsolete, for example. This model no more. The lamp no more in use. Obsolete. Then how? Is it fair to get penalized? Because there's no more spare part. Unfair. Fair, so not fair. How do you cover yourself?
So you want us to comment on the fairness of.
Yes, comment on this. Put a new comment.
So what you mean the KPI description is already down there?
Okay,
So
this is the typical KPI description.
so that one is an existing condition itself.
Yes, this is the existing condition.
So you want us to craft out that to be fair to the contractor as a
Yes.
master.
To come up, how can you protect yourself when this is existing condition? This is the standard KPI that is adopted.
现放 total cost 2000 乘
Column
80
A, this is very standard. You see this
total
three
cost for replacing 的
Column B,
诶，等一下，这个用 Excel，要 Excel
没有
sheet。
会有吗
column
这边
C that can protect you.
可以看 total cost
That is going to
哦那
the other
个
contract 啊。
报
做2000，
乘80
You only need to allocate.
啊容易啦 just join 啦吹吹咯Mr. Bill 来卖涂料来哦那边啊 OK
2个也可以，还有 Jazz， 还有 Jazz， 还有 Jazz，
对还有就是
2000乘以80，多少？算
1600016千还是160千160千
你乘，
要160千对
160，
160我想要问的 question 是 I think LED 是没有巴拉车的说它的 total consumption 以前是36加40是40说40 minus 10它乘30 you know what I mean 那 double confirm 一下巴拉 the light 巴拉 LED 搞 no 巴拉车
36
plus 4
36 plus 4，
I understand 对我
我做好了。
plus 4 minus